I Am Here Now was a film made in 2009 by Neil Breen, directed, starring, and produced by Neil Breen. Let's see what Wrestling Guy and Otakun had to say about that.
All right, wrestling guy here. I just saw I Am Here Now by Neil Breen from 2009?
Yes.
Time, okay. And I feel like I've become quite a Breen maniac, brother, at this point, because I've now seen 3 of these.
Yeah.
There are only 5 as of 2019.
Yeah.
And this one is, let's not beat around the bush, he's Jesus. He is with the white cloak and the crosses and the healing of the sick.
And the stigmata.
He's Jesus. Let's not pretend like there's no point. He's Jesus. And he comes to Earth because he's very unhappy because every piece of media in the last 10 years at least has been based on humans fucking suck and we need to be eradicated. And quite frankly, with the way things are going in real life, it's not that much of a stretch, really. Anyway, to the film. First thing he does is walk past the field of baby, or they're like doll heads, and according to what Otakun said to me, his answer to why those dolls are there is a non-answer, i.e. it can be whatever you want. The reasoning can be whatever you like, which to me is a cop-out answer. In other words, he put it there to have the discussion of why they're there. Anyway, after that, he sees a girl and a guy on the back of a truck about to shoot up some heroin, I'm guessing, smack of some kind. Smackville, you might say. Anyway. And I've noticed this film, every film from Neil Breen, has this thing where a woman will open her shirt to just before the boobs pop out. Like, literally, like, if it's 4 buttons, 3 of them are undone. But not the last one. Because this is a tasteful outfit, damn it. So, this guy and this girl, and I love the guy's like, she's like, you're crazy. He's like, you want to see crazy? I'll show you who's crazy. He grabs a gun and he shoots it in the air, and then he puts it to his head and clicks, and there's no bullets. And I'm like, yeah, I'll try to kill myself. That'll prove who's crazy. Anyway, Breen sees him, and he's like, I'm very disappointed with humanity. And he's like, yeah, well, fuck you, and shoots him twice. Of course, he's like, your bullets can't hurt me. I am Jesus. And he waves his hand with white energy, and the bullet wounds are gone. He freezes them, and I don't care what Otakun says, he rapes them as he takes their clothes and takes off his own clothes and then wanders off. And basically the plot of this film is Jesus is wandering around in Nevada, of course. All these films take place in Las Vegas, Nevada. And they have the sign actually at one point where he walks by, welcome to Nevada. It's broken, you see, because the city's broken. We're going for some very obvious pound you over the heads imagery here. He basically goes around and sees the corruption from the politicians. His films are very non-political. The politicians and the warmongers and the liars and the hookers and gang members, and we can't trust any of these people. And it's just a collection of him seeing these things and like stopping the innocent from being harmed. He de-ages a guy in a wheelchair and helps him walk, makes his wheelchair disappear. What else does he do? So there's this lady, I don't know their names, but there's this lady who like loses her job at the solar energy because, man, we're not ready for solar energy. The corrupt politicians won't allow it. There's too much money to be made. And she's like, her one friend's like, immediately, like, we should just go into hooking. It's great. The benefits, the hours. The dental.
The dental.
The Swiss cheese. It's all great. So, she's like, I don't know if I should. And then it cuts to a scene where there's these 2 girls in a pool, like, doing taste, like, they take their tops off, but they're holding their boobs so you can't see anything.
Which goes on for just way too long.
Like, what was I, 4 minutes?
Just way too long.
And was that the same woman?
Yeah.
As the one who, like, later is with, like, one of the gang members who's like, I don't know if I should. He's, like, taking her, like, strap of her top off. And she's like, I don't know if I should.
Yep.
But, like,
with
not even...
the baby.
Yeah. With you see the doll. You see the fucking doll in the stroller.
Doll, yeah.
And, like, but she takes her clothes off pretty much.
I mean, she seemed fine doing it at the pool, but as soon as it was a gang member, she's like, I don't know if I should.
And I'm not saying that a woman should be like forced to have sex when they don't want to. It's just very inconsistent, is all.
Not to mention that the one character who's like in love with alien Jesus Neil Breen is the girl who's like, you should get into hooking.
So yeah, this one, look, I actually thought this one wasn't so bad. It actually had some funny moments and some like what the fuckery imagery that was actually kind of fun. But I feel like it dragged. I feel like it was a little too long. If you shaved 20 to 30 minutes off this, it might actually make it a lot better film. Won't make it a good film by any stretch of the imagination, but it might make it flow a little better, and it might not have points that drag. As it is, I'd say this movie is probably the best from the standpoint of I enjoyed it the most out of the ones we've seen so far as a competent film, and at least I could follow for the most part what was happening. But this one dragged the most to me.
All right, so this being the second of Neil Breen's films, it's great to see how he evolved from the first one, what was it, Fateful Findings, Double Down, to this one, I Am Here Now. And if you're wondering why we keep saying it that way, the title is I Am Here, ellipsy, ellipsy, ellipsy. And during the title screen, it's like 5 seconds before the thing. So if we really wanted to be accurate, we'd be waiting 5 seconds between I Am Here and Now. But we're not. The failing for this movie, and Neil Breen had come a long way from Double Down, and he's learned a little bit more about editing. There isn't any egregious sound editing issues as far as I remember, except for the fact that he has a couple of audio sound effects that he repeats rather regularly. Not only that, but repeats right after the last one played. So he has like a male scream, he plays and then plays again. But there is recycling a lot inside this movie. So the same shot mirrored over and over again, and not for any artistic reason that would signal something specific. The same shots repeated within the same sequence. So at one point, the girl who is in love with Neil Breen, alien Jesus character, and yes, it's very clearly supposed to be Jesus, sees a person get shot or killed, and she throws up. And then it cuts to something else. I think it's the gang member she's with, like reacting to that, and then it cuts back to her doing the exact same throwing up again, just because that was the only take they had, and they just reused it, just reused it. A lot. Same with that gang member shooting the guy, the dead body. They did that like 3 times, the exact same shot. And then, of course, Neil also utilizes stock footage that he had purchased for this movie way too frequently. Right off the top of my head, I can tell you there's one of like stock, like tickers going by. He's got that. There's one of dolphins swimming. One of them poops. We know this for certain because he played the whole thing and we saw it. There's another one of a guy stacking up like a couple of $100 bill stacks and then pushing it toward the camera. He plays that at least 4 times. And then not to mention any of the other like space and weird other special effects he uses. But yeah, there's a lot of that, which makes it like generally you don't want to overuse your stock footage, and he does clearly a lot. So I mean, as far as this movie, whether or not I liked it, I mean, is it better than Double Down? Yes. Is it better than Fateful Findings, in my opinion? No, because Fateful Findings is a little bit more funny because it had more people who were just acting rather poorly. This one had people acting extremely amateurly, which you could see a lot in the beginning of the Neil Breen films, and he finds better actors as he continues to do this. So is Neil Breen improving? Well, hopefully once we see Twisted Pair, we'll be able to say for certain whether or not Neil Breen has come a long way. We'll see.
What a story, Mark.